Next is to insert ease allowances to this pattern. Remember, we are dealing with exact body measurements without ease allowances. So there is need to add ease or loose allowances to this pattern. But you can add less for tight fit or more for loose fit. As for me in this video, I'm adding 6 inches for medium fit. Now, from this center button line at hemline, I mark inwards a half of ease allowance, which is 6. I divide by 2, giving me 3 inches. At the belly line, I mark inward 3 inches. At the chest line, 3 inches. I'm done with the loose and ease allowance placement. Next is to work on the side panel. Ladies and gentlemen, I just realized that my camera had stopped recording, but nevertheless, let me explain to you how I got this side panel seam line. I brought the back pattern draft. I came to the hemline. I measured from the center back to this point, excluding seam allowances like this. Here I have 7.75 inches. Then I came to this 3-inch loose allowance point. I minused 7.75 inches of the back. Then I measured continuous inwards hip 44 inches divided by 2, giving me 22 inches. So here is 22 inches. Then I added 1.5 inches for seam allowances to get this point. After I measured this distance from the center front button line to this point, here I have 19 inches. So I squared this 19 inches up to the chest line and marked it here. Then I connected this point at the chest line to the hemline with a faint straight line. Also, I went ahead and shaped my belly or tummy. From this faint line, I measured inwards hip measurement 44 minus 38 inches for the belly measurements, giving me 6 inches. I divided this 6 inches by 4, giving me 1.5 inches. So I marked 1.5 inches here. Then I connected this point to this belly point all the way to the hem allowance line to create this shaped side panel seam line. Okay, that is it. Mr. Andrew, I hope we are together. You sent me a message telling me you have a challenge with the side, so this part is yours. So let us move together. Even there is another one who is like Andrew, so let us move together so that we come at the same level. Okay, now we continue. The camera is on. Next is to work on the side panel, chest line and armhole. I bring the back pattern draft. I measure from the center back to this point, excluding seam allowance, like this. Here I have 8.6 inches. Then I come to this 3-inch loose allowance point. I minus 8.6 inches of the back. I measure continuous inwards chest 38 inches divided by 2, giving me 21. So here is my 21 inches plus 1.5 inch for seam allowances. Then I measure this distance from this point to this point. Here I have 5.125 inches. Then I shift it to this side at this point. I remark my copped 5.125 inches here. Still at this point, I mark downwards 0.5 inches for arm line shaping. After, I connect this point to this point all the way to hem allowance line to create side panel front seam line in this way. Next is to work on the side panel armhole curve. I come to this across back height line. If you still remember, I mark inwards 0.75 inches. Also, I come to this point, I measure this distance to get midpoint A. Also, at this midpoint A, I measure to this point to get midpoint B. Now, at midpoint A, I mark downwards 0.5 inches. After, I connect these points in a curvy way to create side panel armhole curve. Next is to insert the side vent to the side panel. From the hemline, I mark upwards 9 inches for vent opening or height. At this point, I mark outwards 2 inches vent width. After, I square up vent lines like this. Also, I mark upwards 1 inch for vent seam allowance. We are done with the vent area. Next is to shape our coat pattern from the front bottom. I come to this 0.5 inch point that we moved earlier. I shift the front hemline like this. Also, I shift the hem allowance line of 1.5 inches. At this point of newly created hemline, I mark diagonally 1.5 inches here. Then, using a curved ruler, or you can use a freehand, I create a coat bottom shape in this way. Also, from the center button line, I mark inwards 4.5 inches for hem allowance shaping. Wow, look, our coat pattern is already showing shape. Next thing is to insert and mark hip pocket width. From this point, I mark inwards pocket width 6.75 inches here. Here is 6.75 inches plus 1 inch for this dart allowance plus 1 inch for these seam allowances. Now, when I remeasure this, it gives me 8.75 inches. Then I square down like this. After, I create side panel pocket flap design like so. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, we have come to the end of our coat drafting class. If you have learned something new in this tutorial, please leave a comment in the comment section down below. I would wish to read those comments and give you back the replies. Okay, that is it. The last thing is to trim off and separate the front panel from the side panel. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, these are our patterns. We have come to the end. Thank you so much for watching all the way from where we began from. Mr. Bill, all the way from Australia. Please, thank you so much for being patient. I know you gave me this request some time back, but as I told you in our conversation that I have limited time for pattern drafting videos, so I just do once in a while, but I record them, then after I move, whenever I get time, I do the editing. So finally your video is done. You can use this type of drafting to design any kind of coat, blazer that you want, so long as you know the basics. Good enough. You told me that you're already in the industry for quite some good time, but you didn't know some of the, you didn't know this method. Actually, it is unique to you. I'm very happy, and I'm happy that I'm doing something that is being loved by you people. Thank you so much for supporting me, and really, people, you're giving me more energy and morale to create more videos. I don't know. Hey. Okay, guys, that's what I had for you today. Thank you so much. Thank you. I say, okay guys, if you've seen this video actually has been helpful to you, please give it a thumbs up, share, and don't forget to subscribe to this channel so that you don't miss on anything that I upload on this channel. This channel is strictly for pattern drafting. If you are already established designer, please, this channel is for you. If you are new in the fashion industry, this channel is yours. And if you wish to become a fashion designer, please, still, this channel is for you. It is ours. So just embrace this channel, support this channel, share the videos, like them, subscribe, comment. That's the support that you will give to this channel. So, ladies and gentlemen, let me go and rest. I sign out. See you in my next video. Bye bye. Shalom. I sign out.